This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
The future of Latika Saran as DGP of Tamil Nadu looks uncertain. Madras High Court says she wasn't appointed according to the Supreme Court guidelines. The Congress looks to regain lost territory in Tamil Nadu. Sonia Gandhi in Trichy tomorrow to kick off the Congress Dravidian Challenge. Just a day before Sonia Gandhi lands in Jaya territory, Amma Hinsat Alliance offers Congress instead rebukes her.
The DPA in the state alliance is in coordination with the UP alliance in the center.
Well, even as Vasan snubs Jaya, just look who in the DMK is actually smirking at Amma.
She's a dreamer and she dreams a lot.
As the textile minister spins a yarn quite literally across Tamil Nadu, the chief minister says he has added grace to his ministry.
அந்த ஊசியை வைத்துக்கொண்டு இன்றைக்கு ஒரு உத்தரத்தை உருவாக்கி இருக்கிறார்கள்.
Foxconn splits its trade unions right in the middle, creates divide between employees to prevent them from striking. And if you're planning a holiday in Ooty or Kannur, stay away because this is the condition of the roads there. You're watching the Late Night News with me, Sai Manish. Those were the top stories, details of all that coming your way. Before that, let's have a look at the national headlines. The CBI tells the Supreme Court it needs 6 months to investigate the 2G spectrum scam. Till then, the PM cannot sanction any prosecution. It's life imprisonment for the convicted cab driver Shivakumar in the Pratibha Murthy rape and murder case.
My house is just like a jail. Avanige janagalaru idare alli. Companions. Nanige yaru idare aa maneli.
Saina Nehwal bags the gold medal in women's badminton singles, taking India's gold medal tally in the Commonwealth Games to 21. An overnight drama in Goa, the BJP says the Congress is keeping its MLAs captive inside a hotel. And Hungary's toxic red sludge spills reaches the river Danube. Across Europe, pollution feared. Top story, the Tamil Nadu Congress is gearing up for a grand show of strength in Trichy, where Sonia Gandhi is scheduled to address a public meeting on the 9th of October. Now, it's being organized as the part of the party's 125th year celebrations. The sprawling defence grounds at Mannarpuram on Trichy's outskirts, the biggest in the fourth city, had been carefully chosen. Let's just remind you, viewers, that it was here that the DMK and the AIADMK conducted massive rallies quite successfully, and this is where exactly Sonia Gandhi will be speaking in a few hours from now.
Congress's game plan in Tamil Nadu is very clear. They want to be one of the prime movers, particularly after Rahul Gandhi's plan for Tamil Nadu. He had told very recently that 13 lakh youth are enrolled into the Youth Congress in the state. And tomorrow it is going to be a big show of those youth force in the Congress. That is what the Congress leaders have been saying all along. And also it will, in the run-up to the assembly election, which is just 6 months away in Tamil Nadu, it is going to help the Congress bargain for more seats, because last time they contested in 40 assembly constituencies. This time they are looking up to 80 seats, to contest from 80 seats this time. That every leader in the Congress is making it clear they want to contest more seats this time. They want to be part of any coalition government which is going to be formed after the 2011 assembly polls. And this is going to be a build-up for that. Also, Rahul Gandhi is scheduled to visit Tamil Nadu next month in November. He is going to attend a big rally in Tamil Nadu in Island Grounds in Chennai.
Well, that's of course a big rally everyone will be keeping an eye on. Now, while Jayalalitha has renewed her appeal for an alliance with the Congress in the upcoming assembly polls, the Union Shipping Minister G.K. Vasan has just snubbed the Queen Bee of AIADMK, while the DMK has also gone a step ahead and called her a dreamer. Listen in to what G.K. Vasan and Dayanidhi Maran called Amma today.
The UPA government in the center is doing well. the DPA in the state alliance is in coordination with the UP alliance in the center.
She's a dreamer and she dreams a lot. She's a dreamer and she dreams a lot.
Well, certainly Amma's response awaited as yet. Now, will the monsoon winds blow Latika Saran off her chair at the police headquarters, and will R. Nataraj be able to get even his junior in the force and fire himself to the top job? Exactly 9 months after her appointment as Tamil Nadu's DGP, Latika Saran's future in the post will hinge on the outcome of a legal battle initiated by her senior, R. Nataraj. Peer Mohammed reports.
58-year-old Latika Saran became the first woman police chief of Tamil Nadu in January this year. But not everyone was happy. The Director General of the State Fire and Rescue Services, R. Nataraj, challenged the appointment. Both officers share the same rank, but Nataraj in his petition said his seniority was overlooked.
Setback to the state government in the sense, the High Court judgment said you have not followed the Supreme Court judgment.
The State Advocate General, in his response, told the court Latika Saran was found to be the most competent officer for the job, and another reputed senior officer, Vijay Kumar, stayed away. But the case saw a major shift when Vijay Kumar told the court he was very much in the race.
This is a very important decision because they want to insulate this very high office of Director General of Police from political pressures of the local government.
Latika Saran was only the 7th in the lineup for the top job, and the court has now asked the Tamil Nadu government to provide a list of all the officers who qualify for it. With Peer Mohammed in Chennai, J. Santosh for NDTV Hindu.
Well, also the counsel for R. Nataraj, Mr. N.S. Nandakumar, joined our executive editor Sanjay Pinto earlier. Listen in to what he had to say.
The Tamil Nadu government, in its counter affidavit, even in the Madras High Court, had made it clear that the DGP's post is not a promotional post but a selection post, that Mr. Nataraj, your client, was considered in the first place but was not selected, and the government preferred to opt for Ms. Latika Saran, who they feel has a better track record. How would you respond to this?
That stand has been not put forward at the time of argument for obvious reasons. The first question that has been decided is the process of selection, whether it has been complied with according to the Supreme Court judgment. High Court clearly said you have not followed the process of selection of the DGP. Next question alone is the comparative merits. Comparative merit theory does not arise for consideration in the judgment.
Is this now getting personal, sir? At one level, this is what the public would want to know. Because I'll tell you why, sir. Because in the run-up to the assembly elections, Mr. Nataraj, who was police commissioner, had given an interview to Deccan Chronicle newspaper on International Women's Day, saying that Ms. Jayalalitha he considered was the most ideal woman. And then, of course, the DMK complained to the election commission. The matter went to court. Mr. Nataraj was removed for alleged bias, and Ms. Latika Saran took over the reins of the Chennai Police Commissionerate from him. Is this now coming full circle, sir? In the run-up to the Lok Sabha, in fact, the assembly elections in a few months from now, Mr. Nataraj now making a bid for the DGP's post because he says he's been sidelined. So is this at one level a personality battle, sir?
Now, among the three, first Nataraj was there, and then Vijay Kumar, and then Latika Saran. Now, the point is whether when Nataraj has been superseded. It is not, because once he has been given the protection in pay and rank, he is of the rank of a DG already, and the pay has been given.
Legality, as somebody who has been the head of the police force in the Tamil Nadu, what do you feel, sir? Now, if the government digs its heels in, if the government wants Ms. Latika Saran to remain as DGP, now technically the three names, she will figure in this ultimate list of three senior most officers. So if the government wants to, even if they abide by the High Court order without filing an appeal in the Supreme Court, Ms. Latika Saran, who is eligible for selection again, the government, it's open to the government to select her again, sir?
Yeah, it will go on. It will not disturb her position.
Right.
Nothing is going to come out of it.
Anybody who's followed the Tamil Nadu police closely here will tell you that both are outstanding officers, Ms. Latika Saran and Mr. Nataraj, and what can we say? May the best person get the post.
Well, time for us to slip into a very short break. Up on the other side, Foxconn plays divide and rule to subdue labour unrest. That's coming up. Stay with us.